Finding classes difficult in nursing school can be personal. It's going to be individual, because one course you are struggling with, somebody is just rattling it and getting A's out of that class. But generally, there are some courses that most students find difficult. So in this video, we'll talk about some of the steps you can take to sail through these courses successfully, because trust me, failing a course that you find difficult is one stress you do not want to entertain in nursing school. So if you identify that the class is hard, we'll talk about the steps that you will take to make that class, pass it, and move on peacefully. Okay? All right, so let's dive right in. The first thing you can do is to review your syllabus. Back when we were in school, we get the course outline for each course we'll be taking in that semester. So you have the course outline and all the course objectives, the areas you are supposed to cover. Get that. You can even go a step further, because I think in second year we realized that the course outline for all of our courses in nursing school was actually a booklet in the libraries. We just pleaded with the librarian and we made copies of all of our courses from first year to third year that will be taken. Get your course outline, because the course outline would show you the things that you are supposed to cover, the most important things that you are supposed to cover in that course. So that becomes your first guide on how to tackle each course you are going to take. Because some of the textbooks are huge, like huge textbooks. My med-surg textbook is like, that book weighs like 2 kg or so. Huge. Bruna and Sadat. It's a Bruna and Sadat. Yeah. You can't learn everything in that book, but the course syllabus or the course outline will help you know that, okay, focus on this area, focus on this area, focus on this area. And then you move on. Otherwise, if you want to read from page to page, we'll give you 10 years in nursing school. The next thing you can use is to use mnemonic devices. Mnemonic devices are like easy ways that you can grasp concepts, easy ways that you can memorize things. So in mnemonics, you either develop patterns or create words like acronyms that will help you remember some things. For example, if you say SMART, the SMART criteria, I know right away that you are talking about goal setting, and that the goal, the S is for specific, the M is for measurable, A, achievable, R, relevant, and T has to be time bound. Okay, things like that. When you learn, you don't forget. So like DABDA, when you say DABDA, my mind goes to the 5 stages of grief by Kubler-Ross. So denial, anger, bargaining, depression, finally acceptance. Or people form poems, or kind of a poem or a saying out of whatever you are learning. So when you recite it, it reminds you of you remember exactly what you are saying. Or you can also form songs out of some of the things, because when we're learning the cranial nerves, the nervous system, and we're learning the 12 cranial nerves, we turned it into a song. I don't know if you remember this Ghana song, I don't know, from the beginning, about Kele Willy. We turned it into olfactory, optico-clomoto, trochlear, trigeminal, abducens, facial, auditory, glucopharyngeal, vagus, accessory hypoglossal. Those are the 12 cranial nerves. So things like that help you retain the information and you move on from there, because some of them you just have to memorize. Third thing you should do, and this one you should always do for all of the classes you are going to attend, is to do a quick review. So like I said in the first, you have your course outline and you had your classes. The tutor said, okay, in the next class we'll talk about this. Go over that material. You might not understand it when you read it because it's new to you, but then you have questions that you can ask when you get to class. So do a quick review of what you've already learned in that class and do a preview of what you are about to read in the next class, so that like you are able to link, you're able to grasp information, because now the things you read in the preview, when the tutor is talking about it, it starts making sense. And when there is confusion, you ask questions and you get your answer. And that leads to the next point, that you should go to classes, especially for courses that you are finding difficult. You can't miss classes for a course that you are finding difficult, because the person that's supposed to teach you that course is in class to clarify some of the things you are having confusion with, and you are not even there. So how are you expecting to pass this class? So go to classes, especially for your hard courses or for the classes you are finding difficult. And another thing you can do is to form an effective group study. Emphasis on effective. It's not the kind of group study you go and now you are talking about the trending things on Instagram or the trending things on TikTok or gossiping about somebody. No, that is not an effective group. An effective group where you have people in that group who are more knowledgeable. It can just be a group where you form for that class that you are finding difficulty with. Oh, I've seen that you are good. You seem to grasp these concepts well. Can I study with you for a while just to go through this? Oh yeah, you can find another extra person who is also good, or yeah. And then you form a study group with that person, with those people, and then they help you through that course. Instead of going to your friends who you already gossip with to form a study group, it might not be effective. And also study a little at a time. You know, you find courses that are easy for you to grasp, you realize that most times you want to pick those books because you feel good, you understand the concepts, you get your dopamine, you are high, oh, I'm on top of the world, or this one, yeah. Like me in obstetric class, manu kati. And then when we get to psychiatric class, I'm like, so as soon as you notice that some classes are easy for you, you can allocate more of your time to the harder classes and study a little at a time. Study small. Try to make the concept make sense to you, and you will see that you can sail through while studying a little at a time. Like, you break the concepts down into bite sizes, smaller concepts that will be easy for you to grasp, and you move from there instead of always reading your favorite courses and leaving the hard courses there. Pano, you have to pass that class to become a nurse. So why don't you focus and give it more time and move from there? Find videos on topics that you are finding difficult. YouTube is a university of its own. Just type it in. You find videos that will help you, because sometimes the class is hard or difficult because of how the tutor is teaching it. I had this challenge with our community public health nursing 1. The tutor that took us through public health nursing 1, it was something else. I did not understand it much in that class. But when a different tutor took us through public health nursing and administration 2 and 3, it became easier. I was like, what was I suffering with? So sometimes it's the way that tutor is presenting the class or teaching the class that is making you have difficulty with it. So if you find other avenues of learning that concept or taking that class, it will make it easier, because someone might explain it in a video, in an audio, better than your tutor is doing. Another thing you can do is to talk to your tutors. Please, this course, it's giving me headache. How should I handle it? Do you have any extra resources I can use? Is there a way you can help me out? Talk to your tutors. Okay, this is one thing I wish I did in nursing school. I wish I was that girl who takes tutors' bag and follow them when they leave class, because there you are able to converse with them. Some questions you couldn't ask in class, you can ask. So approach your tutors more to help you. But you can't do all of this without proper time management and discipline. You have to know how to manage your time, use your time effectively, productively, and discipline yourself. Some of us lack discipline. Discipline yourself, manage your time, steady. And you will see, you will know when you are in class and the students or your colleagues who are taking their time management seriously, you see how they perform in their exams. All that being said, also take time to rest. Sometimes when you are overwhelmed, this tutor comes to teach this tutor comes to teach that, this assignment is there, this presentation is there, you see that you are overwhelmed. And so when you sit down to learn, nothing is really going on. So in cases like that, it's okay to take a break and relax, chillax, give your mind some rest, and then you get up and get at it again, okay? All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. All play and no work make you a failure. That is my own version. Take practice quizzes, okay? When you go to school and you can get access to past questions on your courses, get them. We used to have like big pamphlets of past questions in nursing school, and take practice questions. Whilst you are taking the practice questions, you realize the gaps you have. You even realize that, oh, okay, this concept I actually understand. It's just this part that I didn't really get. So it helps you identify the gaps that you have in the concepts you are studying, and then you move on from there. And sometimes I also recommend using other platforms to study some of the courses, because you can't always rely on classes and your textbooks and your handouts alone. And so in this video, I talk about one of such platforms. You can click on it and watch. It's a premium platform, so you have to pay to be able to take the classes. But if you can afford it, I would say go for it, because if I had such an opportunity, I would have done it. So click on this video and watch, see if you might be interested. My name is Selase. I'm a registered nurse here in Ghana, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.